Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. You know where you are. Expert Talk with me, Tigo. And you know, if we're talking today, I've got somebody special waiting in the wings. You know what? Few people have asked me, more than a few, a lot of the women have said, Tigo, since this COVID thing, I've been trying to figure it out. I want to do something new. I want to do something different. I don't want to be stuck in the same way. I want to skyrocket my career. What do I do? And usually I say, watch the show. Check out the experts. Today I say, sit right there. We'll be right back. All right. Welcome back. You heard me right. We're going to figure out how to skyrocket your next career. Or maybe you're already on the launch pad and just don't know where to go. How are we going to do it? Well, Hillary, the Caesar's here. Hillary, are you here?
I am here to go. I am on the launch pad ready to take off with your listeners.
Let's go. Let's talk about it. I mean, right behind you, we're talking about relaunch, but I know a whole lot of people are doing what I did when you first came on the screen this morning. I'm like, I already know her. I know her because she became my buddy on Secret Millionaire. I got to ask you, how was that experience being on Secret Millionaire?
It was, first off, one of the most impactful things I've ever done. You talk about a relaunch. I had a relaunch during the actual show in meeting. If you don't know the premise is you go undercover and you uncover people that are impacting the world, but they don't necessarily have the funds to do it. And there's a misnomer out there that the show provides the money. No, you do. You provide the money to these people, and it's about $150,000 or more that you can give to them. But I was going through a divorce at the time. I was running
Oh, wow.
I was self-funding it. I was trying to get out there and make this huge impact. And what I realized is I learned more from the people that I worked with, more from their stories that helped me continue down my path. And I'll never forget, my ex-husband said, "You're going to do what right now? Are you sure?" And then he made a comment like, "Well, this is all you, not me." And I said, "You know what?
Uh,
I'm okay with that. I'm okay because this is my journey, not yours." And that's really where I want to start today with relaunch is about an individual experience.
okay.
Even though, and everyone, if you're answering this question that I'm about to ask you, answer it not from your head, but from your heart. I want to know, are you relaunching in a global way, in a business perspective, or a personal way? What if you're
Wow.
launching in all three ways? Then this is the
Wow.
conversation you need to be a part of.
This is definitely the conversation you need to be a part of. And before we get into that part, because I know somebody just went, I want a relaunch, and they're terrified. They don't want to reach out there. They don't even want to put a toe in the pool, as my mother used to say. They've got all these great ideas in their head as they're driving to their 9 to 5 and hating their job, or they're stuck in a relationship they're not real sure how to handle. So, what do you tell them for that first step to get out of their own way and get past that fear?
Well, let's just talk about 3HQ. All
There it
right. We're
is.
not talking about IQ of the 60s, 70s, 80s that was all about how smart are you, problem solving. We're not even talking about EQ that came in the 90s. This is a new concept for today's not new normal world, but new different world. And it's called 3HQ. And the H's stand for head, heart, higher self. And when I talk about get out of your head, which is what you were just saying, these thoughts about can I do this? Am I going to be able to make it happen? Am I going to waste money? Am I going to create money? Or I'm feeling so stuck, so overwhelmed, so underwhelmed. 3HQ allows you to literally imagine you are a electric car. And there is a power source that you can tap into to spark you up again. You've had sparks in the past. You've had the butterflies. You've had the
Right?
things that have happened to you that have been like, that was so amazing. But
Yeah.
we've dulled our spark over the last couple of years. And I'm telling you right now, there's never been a better time. After 2008, that crisis, there were more millionaires created. After that happened, this is going to be the same thing in history. More opportunities for you. But the real thing is, where do you go? How do you even begin? And your question was, where do you start? Where you start is you have to realize that you have one thing in the world that you can actually change and impact. And that are the thoughts that you think. The thoughts you
Wow.
think. And ready for this? We are pre-programmed, pre-wired with 6,250 thoughts a day. Out of those, 85% are negative. So if you're feeling like, what's wrong with me? I just gave you the pass that says you no longer think that way because you're okay. You're just like the rest of us. How great is that? We're all one and the same. We all have 85% negative thoughts. But the people that are going to be successful as we go forward understand that you also have control over changing the 85% negative thoughts that were hardwired
Hmm.
when we had to make sure that we weren't going to like get attacked by a saber-tooth tiger, or we weren't going to have no food. We weren't going to be able to collect the berries. And now there's different stresses. But again, you have the control. And that's what I teach with the relaunch process.
And one of your specialties, or maybe your main specialty, is really helping women over 40, correct?
You know what? Brene Brown said it the best. Midlife is 35 years old until you die. So guess what? If you're above 35, and it doesn't matter what age you are, I always say it doesn't matter your age or your stage, you have an opportunity to make that decision right now to relaunch. That this
Wow.
is not the end. This is truly the beginning with that one change of thought that today is the beginning, not the end.
Okay, so what about guilt? Because, I mean,
Ooh,
women, especially moms, wives, what about guilt? What about that guilt of, well, yeah, I know she's talking to me. I know I have these dreams and thoughts, but, Billy's got baseball, you know, and Tommy just started flag football. And my husband, oh, he's going to a conference and he needs me to stand next to him. I don't have time to put me first. I don't
oh,
have time to pursue that path. Oh, she's not talking to me. She's talking to some young single person that has all the time in the world.
Tigo, this is exactly who I'm talking to because that person was me. I had corporate guilt being in Silicon Valley for 10 years at a large tech company. Then I had guilt when I went out and started raising, millions and millions of dollars for my company. And here's the thing. There will always be something stopping you from your own success. But when you can say at some point, you know what? I just need 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm not talking about big, massive, I'm going to do this. I need a
Yeah.
lot of money. It's not. It's when you start to, it's almost like gratitude. When you talk about a gratitude practice and you start to say one thing a day that you're grateful for, guess what
Mhm.
happens? More and more and more happens. Well, this is compound effect. This is when you start to do that one thing, one small thing each day to help you get clearer on where you want to take your business. You actually find that there is a relaunch effect that will impact not just your business, but also your relationships with your kids, your spouse. Maybe you're single and you're like, am I ever going to find somebody? Well, when you
Mhm.
start to go down this path of giving yourself that 1 to 2 minutes a day of doing something for you and your business. And then you might say, well, what would that be, Hillary? How do I even begin this thing? That's where, again, get out of your head. Get out of
Yeah.
your head. Stop overthinking.
Yeah.
Spark your heart. Spark your heart. What do you ultimately want to be doing? There's a gal that I was working with, and she said, you know what, Hillary, I can't be in front of the camera. I feel horrible I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way my voice sounds. And I say, but do your people need to hear you?
Huh?
And then all of a sudden it puts a different spin on it, right? It's not about you. It's about the people that you could be impacting with what you know deep in your heart. Remember, get out of your head into your heart. That why are you doing it? And
Yep.
stop bringing it all about you and start just thinking, you know what, if I could help that one person, what would that mean to you today?
Okay, before we get any further, if you do not have Spark Your Heart t-shirts, you need to. I'll buy one. If
Tina
you don't want to
always has
do
all
it,
these great ideas.
we'll do it. We'll do it for you and send you revenue from it because that's an awesome shirt.
It's
We
an
need
awesome
we need women and people and kids wearing Spark Your Heart shirts all
Spark
over the
Your
world.
Heart.
Yeah,
We've
I
been
mean,
told
you
for
even got the Spark Your Heart logo
way
behind
too
you,
long,
so that's
right?
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's time.
that's
It's
absolutely
time.
amazing.
It's time to light us all up.
It's
We've
time to light us all up.
been
It's
dark
time
for
to
a
light
long
us all up.
yeah.
Now, see, I know you're a superstar because I was already a fan. We already went through that. I'm going to get my autograph when I see you. But I also know that you're an author. You're an award-winning entrepreneur. You know, what is it that you love doing that when you get up in the morning you can't wait to get to? What is that one thing that you look forward to every day?
So I have to say, I change lives. I impact people with 3HQ. When it
Mhm.
clicks and you understand, and it's not, remember I said head, heart, higher self. Higher
Mhm.
self is anything greater than you, that greatness that you have inside of you. And when I can share with people that we all have it inside of us, it's not one person has been granted by the universe that you're going to be successful, but
Right.
hey, you're not. Mary, I'm sorry. You're not going to be, but Amy over here is. When I can share with people that we all can have that successful lifestyle that we claim we want, but
Mhm.
sometimes we don't know how to define it. Sometimes we can't get clear on what it really looks like. And when I can wake up in the morning and impact people to gain clarity, then once I can get that clarity, then I can take you from point A to B. But I need to understand what is it, not what my vision is or what Tigo your vision is. It's what ultimately do you want? And you might be like, oh, that even in itself is an overwhelming question. That's when we go back to what are we really going for? Is it more time with your family? Great, we can make that happen. Is it more revenue so that you can help your family actually with health issues? Is it
Mhm.
vacation that you
What is
want
that?
to create
Oh
that?
no, kidding.
But this is what I'm saying. Once we start to figure out what's important to you, then we make it happen. And that's when you can truly become a manifestation magnet. And there's a difference between law of attraction and trying to attract something and actually you being the thing that's pulling it in, not just pushing like, I want this, I want that, why isn't it happening? Looking around for that, silver bullet. You already have it inside of you. It's called 3HQ. It's time to tap into that source, that personal power source that you have. And it's so easy. That's the thing. There was the book, The Secret. Well, I'm
Yep.
telling you, it's no longer a secret. It's called 3HQ.
I love her.
Make
I
it happen.
love her. So I know you got a busy schedule. You actually have something coming up right after we get done with this conversation, but I guess got to ask you one more question and then I'll let you get out of the hot seat maybe. We got to talk about real quick over planning. People say when I lose 10 pounds,
Mm.
when I dye this gray hair, when the kids graduate high school, when I have $1 million in the bank, I'm going to start this path. I'm going to start this dream. And you already said, just get started. But how important is it to not over plan and just get going and do?
Okay, people come to me all the time with time management. Hillary, I have no time for this. I feel like I'm always so busy. And I say, you're busy being busy. And when you can
Mhm.
stop looking at time management and you start looking at energy management, how are you how are you managing your energy? Remember, there was like shame and blame. You started the conversation out with that, like, should have been, could have been, didn't, haven't done. I'm not where I thought I'd be at this point in my life. Does that sound a lot like?
Oh yeah. Oh
there?
yeah.
I'm not
Preaching to the choir.
yeah, I don't have the job. I don't have the money. I don't have the house.
Mm-hmm.
But once you realize that that energy is attracting like energy, I often say, don't look for like minded people, look for like energy people. And once you can realize that there is an energy right now, you're probably even feeling it from Tigo, from me. There's an energy about this. Tap into that. That's the energy of 500 plus in terms of the energy level. Shame and blame is about 30. 20 to 30. We want to elevate you so that guess what you're going to start bringing into your life? Energy management. That's when you'll start to notice things that you've always wanted start to happen for you.
I have to thank you for hanging out with me. We just touched the tip of the mountain of what we could talk about. I hope you'll come back again and come back often. I love speaking with you. I really am a fan. And, you know, you're just amazing.
Tigo, I feel the same about you. Let's make it happen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, everybody. You know what to do. If you want to find out about the relaunch, the book, you want to find out more about Hillary, go to Tigo Direct. Type in Hillary. Type in, you know, Secret Millionaire. Type in relaunch. She's coming up. Reach out to her. Say, hey, I saw the show. I'm going to get your book. I love your book. Blah, 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 blah. And we'll get her back. Don't send me hate mail. We're going to get her back. I promise. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time. Go get the book. Go check her out. Tigo Direct Tuesday.